What if you could take years of hard-won wisdom and boil it down into a simple, actionable blueprint? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're breaking down one of Steve Harvey's most iconic speeches to give you a clear roadmap for success. Ain't no elevator to the top, you gotta take the stairs. Man, that one quote says it all, doesn't it? This is the absolute cornerstone of Harvey's entire philosophy. He's basically throwing that whole get-rich-quick fantasy right out the window. He's telling us that real, true success isn't something you just find. It's something you build, one single step at a time. Let's see how he breaks it down. So, what are these steps on the staircase? We've broken Harvey's wisdom down into 4 crucial parts. First, we'll talk about why you are the captain. Second, accepting that there is no elevator. Third, understanding why technology isn't enough. And finally, fueling that entire climb with the power of gratitude.
Our first step starts inside. Harvey is absolutely adamant that before you can even think about changing your circumstances, you have to first claim total control over the one thing that is truly 100% yours, your mind.
You know, the power here is just how simple this is. No one else has a key to your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset. Harvey's point isn't just some feel-good motivation. No, it's a call for radical ownership of your internal world. It all starts right here. And he uses these powerful titles for a reason. You're not a passenger in your own life. You are the captain. You're the master, the general. Each one of those roles implies total authority and, more importantly, total responsibility. The power to direct your life begins and ends with you. So here's the big takeaway from this. Your biggest obstacle isn't your circumstances. It's not your background. According to Harvey, the main battle is always internal. It's won or lost based on what you truly believe is possible for yourself, right between your ears. And this has to be a personal, conscious choice. You can't outsource it to your family, your friends, or all the noise online. You have to be the one to decide that you're going to change. And that decision, it's yours and yours alone. But let's be real, a powerful mindset is useless if you don't do anything with it. And that brings us to the second pillar, which connects right back to Harvey's main idea. There is no elevator. I mean, this metaphor is just perfect. The elevator represents that fantasy we all have of the quick, easy path to the top. But Harvey's message is that in the real world of success, that elevator is permanently out of order. The only way up is the stairs, and that means embracing the grind and doing the hard work. And this really highlights a fundamental paradox of success. If you want to earn a life of convenience later, you must accept a life of discomfort now. The goal isn't to avoid feeling uncomfortable, it's to get so familiar with it that it just doesn't have the power to stop you anymore. And in our digital world, this is such a crucial distinction. We think we can Google anything, but you can't Google what truly matters. You can't download experience. You can't just search for genuine success. These things can only be earned through action. This means you have to embrace the part of the journey that isn't so glamorous, getting your hands dirty, facing rejection, dealing with disappointment. These are not signs that you're failing. In fact, they are the actual steps on the staircase to the top. So if hard work is non-negotiable, where does technology fit in? Well, Harvey argues that it's not a replacement for effort, but it is a powerful amplifier. When you combine it with an old-school work ethic, it becomes your secret weapon. I mean, just think about the difference. In the past, getting knowledge was a physical chore. Lugging around encyclopedias, going through card catalogs, spending hours at the library. Today, you have access to pretty much all of human knowledge right at your fingertips. That's an unbelievable advantage. This is Harvey's billion-dollar formula. He argues that if this generation can combine their technological brilliance with the gritty, relentless work ethic of their parents and grandparents, the result isn't just success, it's immense wealth and impact. But he gives a critical warning right here. You can have all the technology in the world, but you can never, ever remove the work ethic variable from that equation. It is the one non-negotiable constant. There is simply no getting around it. So you've got the mindset and you've got the work ethic. But how do you keep it going? This brings us to the final pillar, gratitude. And Harvey presents it not as some passive emotion, but as a powerful, practical tool. It's the fuel for the long climb. He defines gratitude as a strategic tool. Get this, it's the eraser for the negative thoughts that try to derail you. You can think of it as a protective coating that you apply to your mind every single day. And he gives us a super simple exercise for this. The moment you feel a negative thought coming on, just stop and start making a mental list of everything you already have to be grateful for. And the key here is to focus on what you have, not on what you want. And when you think about it, that list of things you already have is huge. The ability to walk, the simple fact that you woke up this morning, the power to see, think, and reason, having access to food, a place to call home, the ability to dream, the opportunity to get it right today. These are immense blessings that we often overlook in the race for more. So think of this as you actively programming your own mind. Harvey's promise is that if you consistently code your thoughts with gratitude, it will fundamentally rewrite your perspective and eventually your results. It'll change everything for you.
So there it is, the blueprint. Simple and powerful. 1. Master your mindset. 2. Embrace the work. And 3. Fuel it all with gratitude. We've just given you the map. Steve Harvey's speech lays out the path. But, information is totally useless without action. So the final question isn't for me, it's for you. You know the way. What's your first step on the stairs?